I'm Sara Comden, and this is Katie Comfort.
Hello.
We wanted to welcome you guys to our Sustainable Diapering class. And normally I go around the room asking people to introduce themselves. If they have any specific questions, but this is a little bit different these days. So we're going to change the format and kind of just do more of a specific outline class for everybody, and then we can do Q&A at the end. We have been working with Blossom since we started, Earthbaby has, by sponsoring a lot of their events. So some events would be their birth and baby fair, their Halloween fair, their open houses, and we sponsor their changing stations. So we've been doing that for about 11 years, so we have a really good relationship with Blossom. So we thank them for letting us do this. Yes, so a little bit about me. My name is Sara Comden. I have a 1.5-year-old son at home. We live in the Outer Sunset District in San Francisco. I'm originally from Ventura County, and I have a BA in Film Studies from UCSB. I was a former gymnast as well, competitive gymnast, so I'm very into health and fitness and sustainability. I've lived in the Bay Area since 2003. I worked in restaurants and bars for 23 years and fulfilled every job in that industry. And after having my son, I kind of found myself in a place where I had a lot of life decisions to make. Once we found out in utero that he only was going to be born with one functional kidney, we had to answer a lot of questions about our future and for our son. And one of them was diapering. So I've done my research on this topic, and I came to the conclusion that where I came to join Earthbaby, because some things with having one kidney is that, you know, you can have it's easier for them to contract UTIs, kidney infections. And I was really worried about that with diapering, since, you know, with diapering you can get diaper rash and that kind of thing. And I really wanted to just avoid any problems as much as possible. I mean, an infant baby can't tell you that they're sick. The only way you know that is with a fever. So we were just trying to really eliminate any of the problems that could happen with that. And since today, he's all good, so no problems. And that's very relieving for me. So that's kind of how I ended up here. So let's talk about the history of diapering. There are all different types of diapering options. Actually, there's only really 4. But the history is, the first one would be elimination communication, which is short for EC. And what that means is training your baby to understand and be comfortable with the toilet right off the bat from the day they're born. And most of the world operates this way. So what you would do is you would kind of watch babies' cues, their facial expressions, you know, just mannerisms, and try and catch those and put the baby over the toilet so that they could use the toilet and just get comfortable with it. Like I said, most of the world actually uses this way to solve their diapering problems. Katie, did you have anything to add to that for EC communication?
No. It's definitely a commitment to, you know, make that work full time. I think the only other thing I'd add is, you know, it's my understanding since first learning of it, I thought it was like you do it all or nothing, but you actually can start doing that early on and help later potty learning by just having the bathroom be a comfortable place, by even if you were to do it like once a day, just to have your child be familiar with the bathroom and the noises and all that. So
right, the noises, the flushing, and ultimately this is the most environmentally savvy way of diapering your baby. You use very little diapers, if you use any at all. And obviously the non-use of diapers is the best way to go. But like you said, it's very time consuming. It's all hands on. So if you're not at home all the time with the baby and starting to understand their cues, then it makes it very difficult. So that's easy communication. I'm actually trying to do that right now in the shelter in place with my 1.5-year-old because I have the time to do it. And it's really difficult. I miss almost every opportunity to do it. I see the cues and I grab them and then go, but it's very difficult. So I applaud all of those who are using that method and that are helping people train to learn that method, as I'm finding it very difficult. So anyways, that's my little part on that. So that's easy communication. And eventually we're all going to be doing that anyways once we potty train our kid. You're going to have to start to do this eventually. So why not start off right at the bat if you can, if you have the time for it. The next option for diapering is cloth. This can be done by a home wash or through a service. And usually the way it goes is you have an insert cloth, cotton cloth, and it could be bleached or non-bleached. There's all different products on the market now. And on top of that, you have a cover. The cover would avoid messes or wetting of garments. It's basically a plastic cover. This involves an initial investment purchase of it's kind of about a $200 start. So you buy the garments and you buy the outside portion. And you can either opt to do the laundry at home, which kind of calculated out ends up being about 65 cents to $1.35 per load, depending on whether you're drying them or not. You can, or you can have a service. The service ends up being anywhere from $20 to $60 a week. And that way they come to your house every week, pick up your dirties, service them, and bring back the same, or not the same ones, but a cycle of the same things.
And I don't think that's currently available in our area right now.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of, I think there's some parts of like the East Bay, like Northeast Bay maybe, that can get it still, but there's no cloth service option for the peninsula that I know of at this time.
Yeah, that's totally correct. So that's another thing. We can use cloth. This process also involves a lot of time, and it's a little messy. You would have to take, the insert out and scrape the waste into the toilet, and then you keep a stash of a bucket of wet diaper solution, where you're adding all of them into there and letting them soak so it removes most of the stains and smell. And then you do your diaper load of laundry. This can be done naturally, but most methods use bleach to remove stains. There's certainly more labor required to this method, but like I said, it's time consuming. So they're also—
and water.
What's that?
And lots of water.
And lots of water, yes, lots of water.
I would like to add too, with the stain removal, just because I work with a lot of clients that do cloth diapering, a lot of the times they use sunshine, white vinegar, or hydrogen peroxide rather than bleach.
Great.
Just in case anyone listening wanted some alternatives to bleach.
Yes, that's actually a good point. Yeah, vinegar it's like nature's wonder. It cleans everything, really. Yes, and then so the other thing with cloth is it's not my problem majorly with it. Why I decided not to do it was because it's not as efficient in wicking away moisture. Now, with that said, that creates more diaper rash. The baby's sitting in the diaper for longer, or not longer, but they're sitting in their mess, and it's not being sucked away from their skin. And that was because I did consider clothing, but for me, because of the diaper rash situation, it just wouldn't have been an option. And so that was one reason why I didn't go with it either. And like you said, it's very water consuming, and we'll go over that too after we kind of go through the different options here. Most people would assume that cloth diapers are better for the environment, considering the reuse of the same cotton inserts. But when you dig deeper, you were surprised to find out that this is not the case. There was a study done in 2008 by the UK Environment Agency and Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. And they came to the conclusion, they were comparing the carbon footprint of disposable diapers versus cloth diapers. And they had come to the conclusion that the baseline scenario showed that the difference in greenhouse emissions was insignificant with both. So it was basically a wash. They were both just as bad. The regular disposable diapers, plastic, or whatever diaper you're using, versus cloth ended up being a wash. What really deciphers whether it's better or not is the consumer's behavior after they purchase the items. So after they purchase the cloth diapers, it's them reusing those nappies for their other children or their other babies. And then the way that they're washing them. So if they're line drying them outside, that's significantly going to help with energy consumption or not. Tumble drying as little as possible. Replacing your appliances. So if they're energy efficient appliances, that's going to help with saving energy and lowering your carbon footprint. Not washing above a certain degrees, so 60 degrees Celsius. If you wash above that, it's going to put you back into that carbon footprint again. Washing fuller loads, which is hard when if you only have 20 inserts of cotton diapers, then and that's going to take up a whole load. That's wasting still a lot of water and energy per load. Which is why the services end up being a little bit better if you do a service, because they're doing the large loads of laundry. And then also if they're using some EC communication during that, that's also going to help with saving some energy as well, because you're not using as much diapers. So that's kind of cloth diapering. And now let's go to disposables. Unless anybody has, Katie, do you have anything else to add to cloth for just?
No, I think you covered it really well. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about disposables. Disposables began with paper diapers, and this is before the invent of plastics. Paper diapers were popular during the 40s and 50s. Unfortunately, paper is just not an efficient absorbent of waste. It falls right through. And let's remind people that you're supposed to change your baby the diaper every 2 to 3 hours. Especially the younger they are, the more frequently they're going, that's when you want to be changing more diapers. So if you consider that, just think about that. We'll talk about that later. But paper, yes, was just not efficient. So that was your first diapers. Then came along super absorbent polymers. And I can kind of show you. So super absorbent polymers were, the more technical term would be sodium polyacrylate. It's developed in the 80s by Procter & Gamble. And these are the tiny crystals that are inside the diaper that actually expand. They're not toxic, but you really don't want to ingest them. Here's an example of what you would use for agriculture. And you see these in your soil. These absorb a ton of water, and they were originally invented for saving water for agriculture, and then that was applied to diapering. They have the ability of absorbing up to 200 to 300 times its mass and water weight, which is huge. And then as plastics became more popular, diapers adapted this technology, which promoted more disposable diaper usage and creation. So that's when the boom happened with all these diapers, plastic diapers especially. Let's see. So this was a disposable diaper, a plastic disposable diaper is convenient, and it was super easy, and that's why it became so popular and really adapted to the Western culture. I mean, that's what we use the most in the United States, at least, and Europe, is disposable diapers. And the plastic industry highly benefited in making these diapers. And of course, you see them everywhere now. Okay, and so now we're going to go back to cloth versus disposable diapers. We'll come to compostable diapers right after this, but we're going to revisit this, and we're going to look at the pros and cons of both. Which one's better for the environment and more sustainable? Which produces a smaller carbon footprint? You have to take into consideration the whole process of the diaper. So its creation, so taking into consideration the development of the product, so cotton inserts, plastic covers, plastic diaper. Those are our options. Water usage, you got rinsing, drying, let's say bleach, maybe not bleach, hopefully more environmentally friendly products, and then flushing your waste, the flushing of the toilet, energy consumption, so your usage of appliances, dryers, depending on whether you're line drying or using a dryer, and then the time it spends in a landfill. And again, when we look at that study done by the UK, it still turns out that they're equal in their output, whether you did cloth or disposables. Let's go back to pros and cons just in general of both. So disposable pros, you have the convenience aspect. They're portable and easy to travel with. You can throw them away in any trash can and not think about it, if that's your state of mind. It's not messy. The diapers wick away moisture from baby's skin, aka less diaper rash than cloth, and they're super absorbent. The disposable cons. So they're the third largest contributor to landfills. They're super wasteful. Plastics, in a most recent study that I can send to anybody who's interested, they are proven to interfere with a baby's hormones and development. So it's obviously something that we don't really want to expose our babies to. There are also harmful fragrances and chemicals in a lot of disposable diapers. And then another con would be that the baby will stay in diapers longer. It's proven that they stay in diapers longer because they're statistically, because of the convenience factor. It's so easy to let them stay in the diapers, and then it takes time to actually train them to get out of the diapers. So they're just used to this diaper situation. So that's the pros and cons of disposables. Cloth pros, you're reusing the same material. They're all natural items touching your baby's skin, unless there's some bleach in there or not. And then, the babies tend to be potty trained faster due to cloth diapers, because cloth diapers are not as convenient as disposable diapers. And they also don't absorb as much. So that contact of the waste on your baby's skin is going to eventually be irritating to your baby, and they're not going to like it anymore. So as they grow, it's proven that kids stay in cloth diapers less time than they do in disposable diapers. So that's our pros. So go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to add one thing. So on that study they did in 2008, and I think they revisited it a little bit later and made an update saying that they were exactly on par with each other as far as the sustainability factor, from the growth of the cotton all the way through the end of life, tossing them away eventually into a landfill. So, but what later they came out and said was that if you gray water wash and line dry, that can make a difference between disposable and cloth.
Right.
But again, the convenience piece, these are the decisions that we have to make as parents, and what our lifestyle's like, and how much extra time and what our priorities are, and so forth, and economics as well, because disposable diapers can be pretty inexpensive.
Right. Disposable diapers versus cloth.
Oh, Lou, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
I have a lot of experience with cloth diapering. I'm like going through the but yeah, I think it also, if you look at the cloth diaper beyond the child, you know, and like a lot of the mothers that I help raise their kids, because I'm a nanny, they they upcycle the same material into something else. Like they're making
Right,
their
that's great.
makeup removal or cloth to wipe down messes and stuff like that. So it's existing beyond that initial purpose.
Which is important, yes. Yeah. Yeah, so that's, yeah, those are the pros of that. And like you said, so with disposables, yes, the major problem with disposables is that they're going to be in a landfill. Like they're going to be more toxic later on, and we don't even know really how long. I mean, it says 300 to 500 years, but it could be indefinitely longer than that. We don't know, because landfill items just don't break down. Because there's no oxygen and moisture and heat to break them down. They're all smashed.
Yeah, and yeah, also landfills haven't been around 300 to 500 years yet. So how do we know?
Exactly. But that it's just interesting because it's while you're using the cloth, it's very time consuming and energy inefficient. You know, but the outcome of it is you have something that you could use later, possibly, or you can use for other children or your next child, or however, like you said, that I think that's an important part of that. Let's go back to, so we did the cloth pros, and let's go to cloth cons now. There's an initial setup fee that people don't realize. It's about $200. It's time consuming. It's messy. It uses a lot of energy with rinsing, washing, cleaning. Either that, you do that at home, or you pay for a service, so it can be expensive. They're saying, I mean, $20 to $60 a week for a service. That's per week. Not convenient to travel with at all. So many cloth users use disposables when they're not at home. That's also for daycares too, because a lot of daycares won't exchange a cloth diaper. And that's just the reality of it. I had a hard time even having them use my diapers, my compostable diapers, and put them in a bag for me. I had to really fight for that. And so I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of different things to consider. So those are the cloth cons. Now we're just going to talk about basic diaper facts, and then we'll go into compostable diapers. Basic diaper facts. On average, babies are going to be in diapers for, if they do decide to use disposable diapers, will be in diapers for 30 months, or basically from age 0 to 3, and it can be longer than that. Sometimes it's up to age 5 for kids for them to be potty trained. And on average, they will go through this process. They'll go through about 5,500 diapers before they are potty trained. It is suggested that diapers should be changed every 2 to 3 hours, like we had said. And the younger they are, the more frequently, so that would be more on par of the 2 to 3 hours. In volume, disposables are the third largest contributor to U.S. landfills today. And like we said, 500, who knows how many years, we don't know how landfills haven't even been around that long, so who knows how long it'll take for them to actually break down, if they do at all. Now let's talk about compostables. So no matter what brand parents decide to use, if they throw the diapers away, they will go into landfills. It doesn't matter what type of diaper that is. They can use a single plastic diaper, a more natural diaper, a green diaper, a compostable diaper. If they don't have a compost service that will pick up those diapers, they will go into landfills regardless, 500 years plus. I think that's a thing that people don't really understand with compostable diapers. They think because they're using them that they'll break down, and they won't. They're great for your baby's skin, and they're still a better product than your plastic diapers, but they're still going to be there 500 years. Organic, like I said, the organic material does not decompose in landfills due to lack of oxygen, heat, and moisture. If one was to put a compostable diaper in their green bin, their green compostable bin, which we can't do, they will just take that whole bin and they'll bring that to the landfill, because you have to treat human waste differently than your food scraps or your lawn trimmings or any other type of organic material. They must be processed in an industrial facility to kill all the bacteria in the diaper and for the diaper to break down. There's a lot of compostable diaper brands on the market. There's a ton of them. And there's a term called greenwashing. It's a term that refers to the misuse of the term green. And just make sure if you're interested in products that are so-called green, that you do your research. You wouldn't believe the amount of green claiming there is around it. And it goes for tons of other different terms. So compost, that's another one. Natural, decompose, biodegradable. Recycle. Recycle. Only 20% of the stuff that you put into your recycling bin actually gets recycled. The rest goes to landfills. So these terms they're misleading. And unfortunately, you're already doing so much research when you're pregnant that it's exhausting, honestly. And you want to do the right thing for your kid. You want to do the right thing for your family. And it's just really a bummer that all these terms become such a political marketing scam. So just make sure that when you're researching that you do your due diligence. But that's kind of where we step in. So Earthbaby, we've done all the research already. We've done the legwork for you. We've performed many experiments and done tons of research on different brands available. We are constantly testing new products on the market, and that's mostly because we need to be certain that the brands that we do use, in fact, do what they say they're going to do, that they are compostable. So I'm going to show you a couple brands. These are the two brands that we use right now. They're 99% compostable, apart from the plastic tabs on the diaper, which are sifted out of the soil, and we'll talk about that process too. But these are the two diapers that we use. We used to use another diaper called Natty, or Nature Baby Care, for many years when we started until just maybe a year and a half ago. But they just recently created a new second generation diaper that is made from recycled materials, but is not compostable. So it's still made out of plastic. And for whatever reason they did that, their company is in Sweden, and in Sweden they burn their trash. So that works for them, but it doesn't work for our company. So we can't use Natty anymore. So it's okay, because we actually found two wonderful brands. This is Diaper, and maybe many of you have seen it or heard of it just by researching, but it's Diaper with a Y. These guys are from Phoenix, Arizona. The diapers are super absorbent. They have the P line as well, and they're made from bamboo, non-plastic corn film, and wood pulp. And then this is another diaper. This is a brand new diaper from a company called BioBag, which most people are familiar with. They make your compostable bags, and they're one of the first ones to make these bags, actually. And there's a lot of products in the market now that make compostable bags, but these are the ones that we recommend and we use through Earthbaby. You can order on our website. So this is their brand of diaper. It's excellent as well. It's not as plush as the other diaper, but it's a little bit more malleable, and it's thinner. Still has the P line, but they're both super absorbent and really comfortable for your baby, and have no harmful chemicals or petrol, not made from petrol. Yeah, they're great products. So we've done the research for that. We love these two products. We also carry diaper wipes, which are also compostable. I'll show you this. The wipes. So those are the two brands that we use. So basically what we do, we're a company that we bridge the gap between everything. So yes, you can use compostable diapers. You can buy them from the market, you can do whatever you want, but they're not gonna go get composted. You can't compost them in the backyard. They have to reach degrees of 150 degrees for 14 weeks, and they need to be properly aerated. In order to do that in the backyard, that's just probably impossible. So this is something that we do. They need to be treated in a industrial facility. And what we do is we actually service your compostable diapers. We pick them up from your doorstep once a week, take them, and then bring them to a composting facility south of San Jose. And then that's where they get turned into dirt in 14 weeks. It's a pretty amazing process. We're the first company in the world to do this. We have, we were developed in 2008 by two fathers who were looking for a way to compost their diapers. Yes, they were using compostable diapers, but they weren't getting composted. So it's kind of just a catch-22. You're using a great product, but you're not seeing it out. If you want to see it out, you have to actually turn it into dirt. And so they developed the company, and it's pretty amazing what we're doing here. Do you have anything else to add to that, Katie? I mean, Katie's been with the company for 4 years, so.
Yeah, so I've been with Earthbaby. Been the marketing director with Earthbaby for 5 years now, and I actually asked Earthbaby if they needed help in marketing and actually that's how Sara.
That's how I found them too.
Sara came to us as well as a customer and said, "I love what you do so much. Can I help?" And that's how I got involved in Earthbaby as well. I actually wrote a review when I was writing about baby gear many years ago. I wrote a review on the products, and that's how I became a customer. Was just trying it out for a couple weeks, and just was no question. Like, I had been doing the plastic diapering. I wasn't going to consider cloth. It was not for me. I was a full-time working mom at the time, and I just was amazed. And it was so great because I had been doing trying to figure out how many diapers do I need, and buying the biggest amount and having them delivered to my house, and where the heck am I going to put them all? And then I started using Earthbaby, and I could set it for 2 packs a week that I needed, and just set it and forget it. And if I did, if baby changed to a different size, it was pretty easy to make that adjustment with customer service. And I just was like, this is amazing. I need to work for you guys. I loved it so much. So I've been marketing director since 2014. One of the things that's been great that we've learned over the years is people do want to have choice in diapering, because not every baby fits diaper brands the same. So having a couple brands that you can choose from now is really helpful. Some babies, fit the diaper brand better, and some babies fit the nurture brand better. So I think people have really enjoyed having that choice. And what's nice as well is when they're first starting out, they can start with the choice and figure out which works best for their baby. Because one of the early challenges we had is the diaper brand we used to carry didn't have a newborn size. So you kind of had to wait until your baby fit. And now the brands we're working with do have those sizes. And the diaper brand also has the pull-on style as well. Nurture doesn't yet. I'm imagining they will eventually, though. So it's nice to have those kinds of choices. All 3 of my kids are Earthbabies, and so I know a lot about Earthbaby and more about composting than I ever would have imagined. But one mom at an event I went to one time said to me, she said, "I'm on my 2nd child. The first time around, I spent all this money on diapers, and I literally was throwing money away." And she said, with Earthbaby, I feel like I'm investing in the future of this, of what is left. It has another life after baby by being turned into dirt. So that kind of stuck with me. So that was my addition to what you had to say, Sara. Thank you.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. And I mean, it's crazy to think that you'll spend maybe $9,000 over their diapering career on diapers. Or it's $9,000 for if you were to do cloth service, it's $9,000 and $3,000 for diapers, disposable diapers. But if you add a little extra money in there, $1 extra a day, you can have an Earthbaby service, and you can actually turn them into dirt, which is pretty incredible, I think. So those are the 2 brands that we use, and I can show you a little bit about the composting process. So usually I would pass this around, but This is our facility that we use, our industrial compost facility. These are called ag bags. So all the diapers are kind of shredded up and soil put all over them. They're mixed up with soil. And then they're placed in these ag bags, which are huge. They're about a football field. And you can see the heat that's being generated here. That's creating, that's just from the sun. So to do this process, this composting process, it takes a light bulb, a 30-watt light bulb, 60 seconds to actually break this down. So it's not an additional energy usage, really. It's just all nature doing its thing. So they're placed in these bags for about 14 weeks, sifted. There's all these little fans that are there to aerate the soil. So oxygen obviously helps break things down. And then these bags are sifted through afterwards. And then right over here, there's our pile of dirt. And once they're sifted through, little things that didn't break down in the process that will be taken out. And then this soil is resold off for reforestation, landscaping projects. It's not used for agriculture, although it really could be. It's safe. Everything, all the bacteria and E. coli is killed in the soil. So it takes about 14 weeks for this process to complete. Sometimes that soil is actually goes right back into the process to break down other diapers as well. But that is our composting process.
Now, Sara, do you guys have a link to that process on your website so people can reference the photos? They were just a little small.
Yeah, so I can send everybody a link to our website after. It's actually on a blog. It'll say on the bottom of our website a blog page, and you can just click on that and you can read the whole thing.
Yeah. And one of our participants had a question too.
Oh, sure, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so Ashley asked, what do we do with the used diapers before they are picked up?
With used diapers before they are picked up. Mm-hmm. So what you would do is, I've got these bags here. So I recommend using our 13-gallon compostable bag or a 30-gallon compostable bag. And what you would do is you collect some of those bags. We recommend using just a normal diaper pail, nothing that twists, or a lot of these fancy diaper pails these days, they have a twisting thing to keep out the smells. Don't use anything like that. It'll rip those bags open. So you just want a normal bin. Place one of those compostable bags in there. On the bottom, you can put a paper bag, just a regular grocery paper bag, just to absorb any extra moisture that comes off these bags from the diapers. Sometimes these bags can stick to the sides of your diapering pail. So we recommend to wick the moisture away to keep one of those on the bottom. And then you would just put all your diapers and wipes. If they're just, you have to make sure that you've ordered them from us because we know that our stuff is compostable. Some wipes are not compostable, so you have to be using our wipes as well. They also contain some harmful fragrances and chemicals in certain wipes. So no other wipes, just our wipes. If you're going to use another brand of wipes, just put them in a different bin, but don't put them in our bin. Otherwise, they will break down, and we have to actually, our drivers sift through every trash bin and take things out. And it's just something that we shouldn't have to deal with, and we would love our customers to take responsibility in that. Yeah, and then once a week, you're assigned a day when we come early in the morning, pick up your dirty diapers, deliver your new diapers. So our service is $33.99 a month. And that includes the pickup, delivery, and composting service. All the products would be ordered on our online shop. Those are not included in that price, but our diapers are on par with the low end of diapers. So it's almost about 25 cents a diaper, which is on the low end of a scale of diapering, which I can show you. The diapers can go up to about 65 cents a diaper, which is insane. But here's just kind of like a little chart. This is also available. I can send this and email this to people, but we're like right there. So we're on the lower end of diapers per pricing per diaper. So those would be ordered through us on our online shop. Did that kind of answer the question? let's see.
Yeah, if you have any further questions about that, feel welcome to post it in the Q&A. And we've had a couple other people join during the presentation. So the Disable's been chat. The chat's been disabled. So if you have any questions, we're using the Q&A option. So
Yeah,
I don't know, did you have some more material you wanted to work through, or do you want to really move into the Q&A section?
Yeah, I mean, I can do whatever you guys want. I can talk more about compostable diapers in general. I can even share my screen and show our website and how you could sign up if you want to. I'm gonna give everyone a code that if they'd like, they can sign up. They would get a pack of diapers, a pack of wipes, and a full month of service for free. And any additional items you want to order, you'll have to pay for those, but you'll just sign up and you can order them through a website. Test out our service, see if you like it, if it works for your family. If you're in an apartment or you have a garage code or you want to give us a gate key, we work with all different types of families in different scenarios. It's best to just ask us first if you think that, if you have fussy neighbors or whatever, I'm sure we can work out a way to make it work. Our delivery zone, we deliver and pick up as far north as Marin County and as far south as Santa Cruz. And then we go into the East Bay, Oakland, Berkeley, that whole area as well. So we have a pretty large area that we deliver to. I can show more of a map. But let's see. So many papers. Well, I'll find it for you. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, there's so many other questions I can answer if anybody else has a question or is interested. This is our map, kind of where we deliver to. So it kind of gives you a basis. And if you go on our website and you're wanting to know if we deliver to you, you can type in, there's a little box at the bottom. You can type in your zip code and see if we're servicing your zip code. And we're always trying to expand. So when that does happen, let's say we don't service your area, just let us know that you're interested and we'll put you on a list to make sure that we're aware that there are customers that are interested in our service in that area. Did anybody else have a question?
I mean,
did you have anything else you want to say, Katie?
I'm curious how you found the facility that processes the diaper and turns it into compost. How did that happen? How did you find those people?
Actually, Katie, you probably know a little bit more of the history.
Yeah, so Tony and Mark, our founders, they spent a lot of time working on that. So that's actually been the biggest hurdle for expanding into other markets, because these industrial facilities that can handle human waste, there's not that many that are certified to do that. So we were able to find one that happens to be near Gilroy, which has worked out for us. But, like we've talked about going other places in California or in other states. And until we can find places that are certified, oh, thank you, Ashley. I see you have to go. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
And so, we are continually looking out for additional options for that. It's kind of a really important piece of the puzzle. There are other ways to do composting that are done in other countries that don't require a facility like that. There are machines that can essentially pre-treat the compostable human waste piece and turn it into a product that can then be composted more safely. So we've thought about doing that maybe down the road if we're not having any luck with facilities that handle human waste. But the facility we use, actually, City of San Francisco uses as well for their water waste management. They're solid waste. What they do is with their water waste management, they have solid waste at the end of it, and they let that material dry, collect it into trucks, and ship it down to Gilroy. And so they do that. There's a lot of agricultural composting that happens in the facility we go to. So what we're doing, even though we're taking 20,000 pounds a week to this facility, it's like a drop in the bucket compared to what they're doing. They're doing football fields like long of these ag bags that are like, you know, they probably have hundreds of these ag bags out in these fields that are being processed, all kinds of waste into topsoil is the final product. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like I said, I have a lot of experience with cloth diapering. And so that's why I was really excited to host you guys today and learn more about the compost, because I know some families that I know in San Francisco use your service. And in a lot of my friends.
Yeah, and in San Francisco especially, we're really popular, in Oakland as well, because just it's so much easier to just have things brought to your home than having to go out and shop for them. And especially like right now, people are especially loving our service because we're continuing through this pandemic to bring people what they need. We're managing the load of inventory so that you don't have to worry about running out of diapers, bringing them to your home, taking the dirty ones away. I mean, the convenience factor is on par with the environmental factor. And I think that's what a lot of our customers, why they choose Earthbaby, is because it's this great combination of being an environmental solution and a great, you know, everyday convenience as well. So it's awesome when you can have both of those things in one.
It's rare.
Yeah, that too.
Okay. Well, unless any of our attendants or attendees have anything that they want to answer, I think we've pretty much covered it all. I loved it. It's exactly what I needed this Sunday morning.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
And we love
questions, Lou? Sorry. What? Do you have any other questions, Lou? Like, is there any, I don't know. I mean, because you have, like you said, so much experience with
well, for me coming into this, I just really wanted to understand the huge differences between composting and cloth diapering. And over the past couple of years, I've become much more aware of plastics and their interaction with like our bodies, our endocrine system, our immune system. And I think we're really going to start talking about that more and more in the public realm. So I'm just kind of do my due diligence and learning about these other alternatives, because the one thing I don't like about cloth diapering is that plastic liner. And like we said during your presentation, a lot of like there's two types of families that approach this. You know, you're looking at single-use families and you're looking at families that want sustainable products. And the single-use is going to be the cloth diapers or the plastic diapers, things that don't want to deal with they have one purpose. And then you have the sustainable families that are trying to reuse these products later on, you know, either using the cloth diaper inserts as like cleaning supplies or, you know, facial wipes or something like that after their children grow out of it. And you just can't do anything with these plastic liners. Not that I know of. I mean, you could have maybe take it apart and try to reuse it.
They probably eventually wear out. So they're not. Yeah. That's another thing to consider when you're putting your nursery together, by the way, is the pail that you use. And we encourage that whatever pail you use has a life after baby as well. So that not just the diapers that you're using with us have a life after baby, but that the pail you're using and really the whole nursery, if you think of it that way, like what could I use this for after baby? You know, all of those things that we buy with that in mind is the way to be the most sustainable. And also nowadays, you know, a lot of these baby products can't be donated or anything like that. There's lots of restrictions on things like that. So that makes it all the more challenging as well. So just something to think about when you're thinking about having a baby, thinking about sustainability. And, you know, and the other thing we do is our web store has a curated list of products, from cleaning products to diapering products, nursing products, things that we have found to be the best out there in terms of sustainable, high quality, you know, good ingredients that aren't going to be problematic for you or baby. So we've done the work for you so that you can shop and know that we've already curated those things for that purpose.
And I think that's another important thing about our company is that we have done a ton of work, and you know, we're trusted advisors in that case. I know everybody thinks, you know, differently about products, but I appreciate that about our company, that we have done that and we are really focused on that.
Our primary goal is to eliminate diapers from landfills, and then anything else that can be eliminated from landfills, and having the best quality out there is what we hope to accomplish with the best service to our customers. And people really love the customer service element as well, and why people stay on with us for 30 months once they try us out. Because it does take 30 months to get out of diapers on average.
It does.
And by the way, your baby is going to create the size, weight, volume of a minivan in diapers. So if you think about having multiple children, even yourself, if you can imagine your home being filled with minivans worth of diapers, I mean, that's like a visual that I often offer people to kind of consider how they impact the world in diapers, the like visual of that. And so if that can be turned into piles of dirt instead of piles of garbage, I think, you know, we're all a lot better off in the long run.
And there's 70,000 babies born in just the Bay Area every year. So, and that's a lot of babies you consider just this in this area. If everyone's outputting that amount of diapers and placing them, and they're going directly into landfills, we're feeding the landfills with diapers. You know, it's something to consider being a new parent. Just what kind of world you want to hand down to your baby. You know, and it's not hard to do, and this is an easy thing to do, and it's just a little extra, like we said, $1 a day extra. But my conscience is clear. I feel good about doing it.
I think that's a
thanks
really
for having us, Lou.
Yeah, really good point to come to a close. But thank you, ladies, so much for coming and offering your information to us and our audience. And thank you, audience, for joining in today and helping, you know, continue this community and this discussion, which is really important for the next generation.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, Sarah, I think you're going to be sending them a coupon code that's the Blossom code, right?
Yeah. So everyone's going to get a diaper sample. Everyone will get one of these. If you're the first 5 that signed up and attended, then those 5 people will get a pack of diapers. And then I'm also going to email all of our participants today a code that they can put through a place on our website and sign up, and they get a pack of diapers, a pack of wipes, and a full month of service.
And Yeah, and Blossom also benefits if you sign up with that code, because they will get a reward back from us that can go into their fundraising for their servicing the community.
Yeah, that's right. We all get to benefit. Everyone benefits.
Yep. It's full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah. So,
yes, but definitely sign up. If you're going to sign up with that code. And then Blossom does get that as a donation.
Yeah. And you guys can expect an email from us tomorrow, just following up on that, everyone, including you two ladies. And we'll get that code sent out and distributed to everyone. And for those who are joined the call late, this is an Earthbaby event hosted by Blossom Birth and Family. If you're not familiar with Blossom, we are a nonprofit based in Palo Alto, and we are our goal is to connect family with resources, information, and support to enhance their parenthood. And so that varies from like childbirth prep classes to toddler sign classes and everything in between, including like a doula connection program, fertility yoga. We've got it all. So if you're curious and you want to learn more about Blossom, you can visit our website at blossombirthandfamily.org. If you're inspired by today's content and you want to help us continue delivering messages like this to our community, you can donate at our Network for Good campaign. I have it linked in the chat group. And I think that's it. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I'm very excited about diapers. And
Who knew?
It's been the constant joke at the office. Lou's really excited about diapering. So yeah, I guess I'll close the call. And if you guys need to reach out to us, I'll provide Earthbaby's website and Blossom's website, and we'll stay connected.
Perfect. Thank you, Lou. Thanks, Blossom, for everything.
Thanks, Blossom.
Bye.
Bye.